You're listening to
the Audacity.
Welcome back to the Audacity podcast.
We are two women reacting to the internet.
We can also say girls.
Yeah, we're girls. We're barely legal girls.
By 20 years.
By 20 years, which is the new barely legal.
Yeah, 20 old is the new barely.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah. Believe it or not, we're two comedians.
Yes, I'm Amanda Gale.
I'm Karen Margolis, and third time's a charm. This is now the third time we're recording this intro, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, and we said everything funny already, so I don't know.
It was so much better the first two times, but we have a really good show for you.
We do. Let's get right into it,
So
Karen.
buckle up. Yeah, but before we do, please don't forget to check out the full episodes where you can watch us, comment on our appearance, objectify us on YouTube. It's youtube.com/@audacitycomedy. Don't forget to, if you don't feel like doing that, but do subscribe, comment. We love it. We always comment back. Rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. We only accept 5 stars, but you can say whatever you want.
Yeah,
that is the rule. And let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Okay, so we have a fun show for you. We're two comedians reacting to the internet. We pull up a couple clips and we talk shit, and that's the show.
And that's a show.
All right.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezies. All right, so we've got our first clip queued up, I hope, gentlemen. All right. I'm being so mean. Okay. Our first clip, I'm not going to give it away, but this is an attraction hack.
Ooh,
okay? This is how you can make someone fall in love with you.
Oh, God, I need that.
Buckle up.
If you want to increase someone's attraction towards you, invite your target to experience extremely intense sensations with you. For example, take them to an amusement park. Once inside the park, you'll start looking for activities that have a high emotional value, such as roller coasters. From that moment on, what will happen is that when you're on the ride, your target will start generating emotions related to fear or excitement, which will have an effect on their physiology and result in an increased heart rate, muscle contraction, or the release of adrenaline. Everything your target feels during an activity that provides sensations, they will also feel during romantic or sexual excitement, and the brain will attribute all the sensations caused by this activity to you. This technique is called attribution error, and your target will literally believe that you are the cause of their state, which will dramatically increase their attraction towards you. This technique is lethal and should be approached with caution and used ethically.
Okay, first of all, what virgin wrote this?
That's what I was going to say. What incel? I feel very dangerous. I feel like I want to lock my doors after seeing that.
Your target.
Your target.
So when you're hunting your prey,
take them to a dangerous place.
Feel free to take it into danger.
Yes.
Don't really kill it.
No.
That means you can't fuck it later.
And she will fall in love with you.
And then she'll be forced to fall in love with you because her stupid little pea brain cannot distinguish between being scared for her life on a roller coaster and you having a good personality and decent dick.
Exactly. And she will absolutely want to fuck you. You know, that's her only safety.
She won't have a choice.
She won't have a choice.
Point.
That's the only way to get out of the situation. The
One
target
roller
has to
coaster.
fuck you. Yeah.
I mean, where has this advice been every incel's life?
I know, right? And that a roller coaster is the perfect place. That's where you finger bang girls, right? Isn't that like the classic high school
on a roller coaster?
Yeah, like all the movies, you finger bang girls on the roller coaster. No, okay, maybe just me. But yeah, I mean, the sense of danger is great. That's why I've dated men with guns because I'm like, will he? Won't he? Probably he will because I'm annoying. But
that's why I exclusively date anti-vaxxers. I'm just like, where's the thrill?
Right, exactly.
If I don't get a disease,
I know. I date AIDS patients also because. What a ride. Will I get it? Won't I get it?
The target. Here's how you attract a woman. Number 1, identify your target. Number 2, stalk your prey.
Yes.
Number 2, strap your prey. 3, strap your prey into a roller coaster. And number 4, watch her get so wet.
Right. That she feels the danger and be like, wow, I need this man to protect me from a roller coaster that 3 carnies are running.
Have you ever fallen in love on a roller coaster because someone forced you to go on it?
No, I don't. No, I mean, I like roller coasters.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's fun if you like everything is if you like the guy already, then it's a shoo-in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
What about you? Have you ever been in a situation that was ooh, this is intense, and now I like this guy more? It's like when you do axe throwing or you do.
It's called trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, bond over some trauma. Make her throw the axe at her.
Right. go on a hike in like at a national park and you don't know the trail and like see if you're gonna make it or not. And you'll
To have her
fall in love.
take a picture really close to the cliff. It's like, oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was scary though, right?
Right.
How wet are you right now?
Like not at all. My heart's racing, and
Yeah, and I don't like you as a person.
right. Yeah.
I feel bad for men because this is the advice that they get from other men. Can you imagine you don't know how to talk to women? You go on TikTok and you're like, oh, yes, I know the secret now. Make her scared.
Right.
Threaten her at gunpoint.
Your target.
She'll be obsessed with you.
Yeah.
You'll have to block her.
Right. And if she's not, then she's a bitch, obviously. So
She's a bitch. Yeah, you need a dumb whore or a bitch.
that's right.
That's really smart, actually. Good job, TikTok.
Good job, TikTok.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna lock my doors at night after that.
How many marriages and babies do you think came from that TikTok?
Marriages and babies.
Yeah,
Well,
from someone just like threatening someone's life and into
she's
being
like,
in
I
love.
have to marry him because the roller coaster was so scary.
Yeah. So this is it. And that here's what the other part that they don't tell you is that after you make her fall in love with you, you ghost her because you're mad at all women and she has to be punished.
See, and the ghosting is where you're going to get her. To be honest, man, it's
not
not
the
the roller
coaster.
coaster. It's not the knife point. It's ghosting her, and that is exciting and scary. And that's what
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's how you get women to fall in love with you. Don't text them back.
exactly. That's dangerous. That's our danger.
You pick a woman who's already broken,
Yes,
who can't take the rejection.
that's the target.
That's the target.
Exactly.
We need to remake this.
Right.
We're gonna make a YouTube short. We're gonna make a TikTok where we give people advice that has to do with roller coasters, but not hunting prey on them.
Right. It maybe just like enjoy it and like take a cool picture and just you
And
know,
maybe just be friends.
and just be friends or like take her home and make sure she gets home okay. Maybe that's
you know what women really like actually is feeling like safe and happy.
yeah.
Like we love that.
But we do like instability, like excitement, instability.
we like the aesthetic of instability. But real instability is gross.
Right, exactly. Like it's like the
can't pay for
emotional.
dinner. Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
right. You don't want to date someone like unstable job. Like exactly.
Take her on an emotional roller coaster.
That's
That's what it is.
the idea. Emotion. It's not a roller coaster. It's an emotional roller coaster. You nailed it. That's the attraction hack.
Did you hear the ominous music?
Yeah, it was very scary.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah, and I wasn't like horny at all. I was like, oh my god, like
No, it wasn't even remotely sexy.
I thought the guy was like in the room. Like
he's
that's
gonna
how-
bring that energy to the roller coaster.
Yeah, he's like,
Imagine being afraid for your life because you're on a roller coaster and like you feel like you might die, and because it's that guy who made that TikTok.
yeah, and he's gonna be in your window. He's gonna be piercing in your window later on that night. So.
And you're on the 17th floor.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, what?
how'd you get here?
How'd you get here? Okay, peel yourself off.
Peel yourself off. All right, so I have a clip for you.
Okay, let's go.
Karen. Okay, this is about this very controversial subject that we dealt with in the pandemic. Wash your hands or not wash your hands? What's the answer?
The eternal question.
I don't wash my hands. I don't really trust people that wash their hands because, well, one, I don't think it does anything. Way back in the day when they didn't have, and you would go to the bathroom out in the outhouse, nobody washed their hands then, and there was less diseases.
Step up.
There was less diseases.
Wow.
The time period that people lived to only 30, there was less diseases.
Harvard educated.
Exactly. These
Somebody
girls-
went to Yale.
Right.
Where'd you get your PhD, miss?
I know, right? I mean, really, just like brainiacs.
What would you do? You wash your hands every time? Do you
Yeah.
pee? Every
Yeah,
time you
of
pee,
course.
Even if you haven't like touched anything.
Well, why wouldn't I? When I do the mitten, you mean like the toilet paper mitten?
Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. So I toilet paper the seat. I don't. My hand doesn't come in contact with my vagina when I'm patting myself dry, and then I use. This is might be an overshare, so watch out. But I use the pee-pee toilet paper to flush the plunger, and then I throw it in. So I don't really touch anything.
You use the same thing you wipe with to
Touch
flush
the
it?
handle.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Really?
Well, I'll say this: in a public place, I never touch the handle. I use my
Never?
foot. I use my foot.
Okay.
But well, now I'll definitely do that. I didn't know there's like actually urine. I mean, you. Wow, that is information I would never have guessed about you. But
And we're best friends, so we know like a lot about
we've
each
never
other's
been to the
habits.
bathroom together. So that's like
guess we
that's a girl
haven't.
thing we've never done.
Yeah.
But thank you for like taking care of yourself and not community. We really appreciate that.
But then sometimes after I do that, I don't feel the need to wash hands. So I'm like, I didn't touch anything dirty.
I know. I just do it because I'm
You were raised
I care
right.
about other people.
I will say my upbringing only took me as far, not always washing hands, but I never put my bare ass on a toilet seat. To this day, I've never done it.
Okay, so I do that.
Do you?
Yeah, I know. Everyone. What do you get? What disease are you going to get putting your butt on a seat?
Oh,
What
worst disease.
Like what disease? What disease happens from sitting on your bare ass on a toilet? What's happened?
But you don't know whose ass juice is and what kind of like medical history that ass has.
They need like a history of the toilet. But when has anyone been like, oh, I got this disease by sitting on a public toilet?
I just was raised. This is how I was raised.
Okay.
I was just raised by my family to believe that toilets are a hotbed of AIDS.
But you don't get right. I mean, I think they disprove you get AIDS from the toilet seat, though.
I know, but it's hard to break that programming.
Right, exactly. The 90s were so traumatic for you. You're like, I can get it from mosquitoes too, right? Like mosquitoes.
I don't shake people's hands because that's how you get full blown AIDS.
Well, yeah. The 90s did a tour on you.
Idiots.
I just I've never read or heard of something like, oh, the issue is this woman got this insane disease because I just want to relax when I go to the bathroom. Like, I just want it to be like.
You want to relax that much? If you're in a public toilet, you put your ass on it though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't feel
But
like
I
there's
wash
juice?
my hands. Okay.
Okay, all right. So we cancel each other out.
I know, but I care more. That just shows I care more about society than myself. And
I
you
care
care
a lot
more
about
yourself
me.
than society.
I
So.
care a lot about me, girl.
Well, you know who else cares about society? Our next clip.
Okay, well, all right. I'm going to set this up like this. Okay, dating's hard, all right? We we talk about it a lot. Dating's hard, okay? But let's say that you're a certain kind of person and you want to find a person who's similar to you, and those guys all suck, okay? And then you're forced to date the enemy. Let's watch this dumb bitch talk.
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
So this clip went viral and it was like written about in the Daily Mail and it was like this whole thing, about how this liberal woman, she has a liberal TikTok, is having trouble finding a liberal man because she actually wants a traditional man, but they're all politically conservative.
Got it.
And she thinks that that's the devil.
Right.
Okay.
They politically don't align their views, their values.
Okay. Do you have to align politically with someone? I have never found a liberal hot.
Yeah, I think you do, especially if you're like really into politics. Like if you don't give a shit about politics, like a conservative liberal, would you care? But if she has a proper TikTok devoted to being a Democrat, being a liberal, yeah, they're gonna butt heads. But look at, oh my God, what is the senator? There's two senators that are married, and one's a Republican, one's a Democrat. I have to look that up.
What about the one that was not to get all political here. This is not a political podcast. We just happen to be talking about this right now. But what was the one that was, you guys, what was her name? Trump's like press secretary or whatever.
Oh, Kelly Conway.
Kellyanne Conway.
Yeah.
Who's a rabid conservative, is married. You're right. She's in a miserable marriage.
Well,
to a Democrat.
Did they divorce? They had a really bad marriage.
I think they're like staying together for like Christian values.
Got it. Okay, so they're both crazy, no matter which.
But are conservative men hot?
Yeah,
they're all like rugged and masculine.
I mean, if you like that, I like that aesthetic. Listen, I'm a liberal, but I look at the Republican National Convention and I look at the Liberal National Convention, and it is wildly different in attractiveness. I gotta say, the Republican National Convention is like hot. It is just gorgeous, and the Democrat is like out of a rain. They can't even have the rain and like a mop. You know,
it's out of a fish concert.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
on.
The level of attractiveness you cannot. And I'm not even like take that for what it is, you know.
No, I've never seen any muscle tone at the Democratic National Convention. Never.
It was like, guys, we got to step it up if we want people to join this party, you know.
I don't see good posture.
I don't see extensions.
I don't see facial hair.
No, I don't.
Come on.
I know.
It's not hot.
It's not hot.
I'm not a liberal.
Okay.
And I don't date liberals because they dry out my pussy. I don't think it's hot to be like, I care about rights. Oh my God.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I've dated both. I've dated both. And I had my most recent ex-boyfriend was very, I guess, conservative, but he was just like anti-bullshit. He was like anti-media. I don't know if he was like any political party, but yeah, we bunked heads, but it kind of made it hot. I kind of was turned, because I come from such a liberal family. I come from a very left-wing family. Being around Republicans, conservative, it's very interesting to me. And I actually think it's really interesting. I think we should listen more to the other side, to be honest. I think it can make for a good conversation.
I think we should be fucking the other side.
Exactly. I think that's the way to, that's the way to make it purple. Let's make it purple.
Right. I've never thought that a liberal was hot. I always go for people who are toxically masculine.
Yeah.
Right? Who vote in weird ways. I like that.
What about Justin
manly.
Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada? He's gorgeous. Oh, he's gorgeous.
He's such a liberal cuck pussy. He's so, he's attractive, but like Obama was attractive. It's like, okay, you can physically be okay.
Yeah.
But then you're weird, gross liberal for it. Here's the thing about liberals too, is they're fucking liars.
Yeah.
They say that they care about all this shit, but they care about themselves. At least conservatives are honest.
Right, exactly. Like they're the party of progression, but then they don't like, they're not open to Republican values. They're not open to traditional people.
Anything.
Right.
Except their own bullshit.
Right.
That's not hot.
No, and they're the party of progression, but then like the whole censorship and cancel culture was a really hotbed in the Democratic Party. And that's an issue I have with Democrats, is that kind of, and this is not a political, don't tune out. We're going to get funny. But no, I agree with you. I think there's hypocrisy on both sides, but there's so much hypocrisy on with liberals, because you can't be the party of progression, the party of openness, the party of inclusivity, but like have all these rules and this person's not allowed and this, and pro-choice woman's not, a pro-life woman isn't allowed to march in the women's march. That's not progression and inclusion. That's,
progressives are anti everything.
Except if you are a certain person, which I don't want to say.
Except if you're also progressive. Yes, and if you're certain,
you're of a certain group, they are.
If you're marginalized,
then they love you.
Into you,
right? But if you are not, then you're the devil, and it's like not. And I shouldn't say that. That's a little extreme, but it's. There doesn't seem to be a tolerance, I think, on the Democrat side of people that want to live a traditional life. The people that want to be a Christian, religious Christian with 5 kids. Like
no tolerance.
There's no tolerance for that. It's almost like, oh, like this is Messiah,
But you know what? Let's get real. What are you looking for when you're dating a man? Okay, you want someone. I'm talking about. Cis hetero, straight, whatever. That's my experience. I want someone who's older than me. Maybe old.
Yeah. Let's say old.
Let's just for argument's say old. I want him to be rugged. Mm-hmm. I want him to make money. I want him to be protective of me.
You want him to hate recycling.
I don't want to see a recycling anywhere. I want to see tin cans in the garbage.
An AR-15.
I want to see a musket in the corner. Okay, and liberals don't do that. I'm not even talking Democrat, Republican. That's like even too political.
Oh, got it.
I'm saying liberal. Like liberal, progressive.
Right. You like traditional man roles.
You can't do this. Okay, yeah, I like traditional man roles, and I don't really mind. This is the argument, okay? They're like, if you want a traditional man, the problem with a traditional man is he expects you to be a traditional woman.
Right. That's the truth. Yeah.
Kind of. I've dated traditional men who cooked and were like, yeah, stay out of it.
Me too. That's interesting.
It's such a weird liberal bullshit stereotype that conservative equals bad.
Can I tell you so? You just blew my mind. My last 2 boyfriends were, I think my boyfriend before that, I don't think he cared about politics, but I'd say he was more conservative. He cooked. And my last boyfriend, big cook, very good cook. And he cleaned, and he would clean for me and do my laundry and stuff. He was actually wonderful, my last boyfriend. But anyway, he has a gun, I have to say that. But he has like a huge gun in his house, so I have to say that. But anyway, but you're right. They were both cooks. And the liberal guys I dated were not really. They were
This is why I know I was like kind of being a bitch at the beginning, and I was like, let's listen to this stupid bitch talk. But the reason that I say that is because I've watched the TikTok and I heard her and I was like, she's like, why can't I find a guy who's liberal but also conservative but also traditional but also progressive? Because he doesn't exist. And because in your like silly brain, conservative equals bad. That's her problem. The problem is not with conservative men.
Yeah.
The problem is that the liberals have gone so liberal and so far to the left that if you're just a guy, if you're just a regular guy who's like, I just want a feminine girl and I'll be the masculine guy and I don't mind taking care of certain shit.
And I think the page gap isn't real.
I would think the wage gap isn't real. I think it's made up bullshit. Then somehow that's bad and undateable. So if she thinks that way, then she's never going to find a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe she needs a guy that is conservative but doesn't care about politics. Like to your point, forget and I'm equating it with Democrat Republican. She's super political, and that's like, it seems like her, like it's important to her.
Right.
So I think dating someone with opposite political values will not be okay. But maybe date someone that doesn't like really care and it's just like, sure, whatever, okay. But I'm a traditional man and I cook and and I want you to,
It's so silly to be like, okay, there's two kinds of men only.
Yeah.
There's liberals who agree on progressive issues, which are, by the way, horseshit. And there's conservative men who are manly men and attractive and want to take care of you. And but they're bad. So why do you...
Did she call them the devil? Did she actually call them?
No, she didn't say devil.
What did she say? She said something like very like extreme about them at the end, right?
She said she was like, why can't I find a guy who has liberal values, but who's a liberal with traditional values? Because that's not what a liberal is.
Yeah, but I feel like my grandparents were like liberal Democrats, but they had conservative values. They were like they didn't curse. They didn't like the man was. Maybe that's just like my grandparents' era. Maybe the new era that doesn't happen.
Maybe in today's world, you can't be a liberal and be hot.
I don't think that's
like maybe times have just changed.
I think there are good-looking liberal men. Maybe their vibe is not hot.
No
but I think
offense. I know our producers are probably a little bit liberal.
But maybe aesthetically, like on paper, they're good looking. They just maybe the vibe is
You're
beta.
just talking about Justin Trudeau.
Well, okay, so she's saying I want a liberal guy that's alpha.
Yes,
and that is,
and I'm saying liberals are inherently beta because they put everyone else. If a liberal guy, here's what's beta, okay. And I'm not saying what's right or wrong, and I'm not getting into all political discussion, but I'm just saying it's beta to be like, you know what, I'm an oppressor, so I'm bad, and then there's all these groups of people that I'm just identifying as marginal. They're all better than me, so I'm gonna take a seat and I'm gonna shut up. What? That's not a masculine thing to say,
right? Or maybe they treat people as equal, and they're not. I'm the man. I'm in charge, and it's not taking a back seat, but they're treating you like an equal, and that seems beta.
I date conservative men and they've always treated me like an equal. I've never found conservative guy
to be misogynistic.
A misogynist, no.
Yeah. It's a big misconception. I will agree with that. That's a big misconception.
I've never found that. It was the thing about conservatives, people think it's like being oppressed on them, right? So if I'm a conservative, you have to act a certain way. It's really not about you. It's really about that person.
Right.
They're like, this is how I'm comfortable living.
Right, exactly. No, I agree with you. And maybe you're right. Maybe it's a stereotype to say conservative men will be misogynistic and treat you like a second-class citizen.
That's what liberal women say.
That's what liberal women say because, you're looking at, because look, but you look at the, I know we're not getting political, but I'm just saying.
We're getting so political.
We are getting so, I'm not talking about policy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about policy. I'm talking about vibe and aesthetic.
We're not talking about politics.
Okay. I'm saying you think about the women that are leading the Republican Party. These are very alpha women. What's her name? Oh my God! Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard. She's not a weak beta woman.
No, she's not. But she's also not a progressive.
No, that's what my point is. That is that conservative women, you see, they're not beta women. They're not like.
But liberal women in politics are also not beta women. It's not the left or right. It's the job. if you're a professional politician, you are not beta.
Right, but my point is that, and the conservative men love Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
They love her. I see them tweeting, love this woman. She should rule. She should, run.
She rules.
Men are not intimidated by her. They're not like, oh, this bitch. They like her because they like her. So my point is that you're thinking that a conservative man isn't going to like an alpha woman, is going to probably deduce you. But look at the women leading the conservative party.
It's such utter horseshit.
Right. So I'm saying it's her own misconception, her own
self-limiting belief.
Exactly.
That's what that is.
Exactly.
Because right now I'm dating. I hope this doesn't make people not want to have sex with me. But right now, I'm dating someone who is definitely conservative, but. By conservative, to his definition, he just means rational. He's like, let me think these things through. Liberal to him means I believe something because other liberals believe it. And conservatives are like the quote-unquote free speech, think for yourself people, and they kind of are. And his friends are all like kind of on the conservative side, and no one has ever been like, bitch, make me a sandwich. That's just like a liberal myth.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they accept alpha women. They accept
women, period.
They accept women. Exactly. Right. Yeah. It's her own misconception that she's going to be treated like a second-class citizen and be like, women, you have to have 5 kids, if you want them, and
The question doesn't even make sense to me.
Right.
We're like, how can I date someone who's an alpha traditional guy but also is not a conservative? It's like, well, but are you dating someone for his politics really? Or is it like kind of a soul connection? Aren't you getting in your own way?
Right.
Right? Doesn't your heart have anything to do with it? How come you say, are you looking at somebody's resume and you go, oh, he voted Republican 2 times. I'm out.
Yeah.
But he's a great guy. Connect with him on every level. Sex is incredible and he treats me well. Really? That's your deal breaker? Then babe, that's on you.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's hard. Listen, it's so hard to find the one. And, I think if politics is really important to her,
good luck with that.
Good luck with that, honey. Because
if politics is important to you, good luck dating.
Good luck dating.
Because that sucks.
That's especially if she's like in, I don't know what area she lives in, but
I don't know, but she's like on liberal TikTok.
She's on liberal TikTok, and
so it's part of her identity.
Right.
So that's her thing. I think also if you're on liberal TikTok or you're on social media and you have a following for having those beliefs, what she's really saying is, who can I date that's going to not make me lose clout on this account?
Right.
Because if she's dating a conservative, people are going to be like, oh, you fucking sellout.
Oh, for sure.
Because they're thinking the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably is making you have a baby to get an abortion. That's what.
Like, how many dishes did you have to do today?
Right,
it's like,
right.
relax.
So I think what we're trying to say is maybe you should be more open-minded to people who haven't voted the same way you have. Maybe more.
It's okay to be conservative a little bit. Maybe you're so far to the left that things that are normal just seem really conservative to you.
Right, and you're not open-minded to the other side,
Maybe get on conservative TikTok and see what they actually think, because it sounds like she's in her echo chamber of making her videos, responding to her comments, talking to her people who all think the same way, and they all have this bubble that's like, if I don't date someone just like that, it's going to be a nightmare.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's our answer, girl. Listen to us. We know.
Yeah. We gave you a long, weird answer.
No, it was interesting. It was a good conversation. Okay. Anyway, next clip, we are going to discuss. This is actually a very funny clip, and it's going to be silly, kind of lighten the mood. It's an interaction between a kid and a weatherman. So let's play that.
What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Where are your parents? Kid's sketchy. Back to you guys.
So that was a kid. He was buying fireworks. I thought it was very appropriate for 4th of July. It's okay. That clip sucked. But the guy's like, where are you buying fireworks? He's like, wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Like, this generation is so different.
I know. They don't even respect the weatherman.
The weatherman.
Well, in his defense, they have a job. They could fuck up and still have a job. They're like the only job where
they do. Some of my favorite TikToks are weather people cracking up and not talking about the weather because something derailed them.
Yes, I love news bloopers. They're hilarious. There was one news blooper I watched where he said something and someone corrected him. He's like, "Damn it, Janice, I know." It's like the other anchor woman. I should have showed that. That was hilarious.
My favorite is when news people can't stop laughing long enough to do their job. Like, you literally have one job, which is to not laugh and just say the script.
I know, but
that's it.
It's like, what can you do? It's like, when things are funny, they're funny.
And also, unless you do something egregious, I feel like news jobs are forever.
Yeah. Unless you like get old. That's pretty egregious.
But there's like old ones.
Yeah.
There's like Diane Sawyer and Jim Lehrer.
Yeah.
And
So if you're not on Fox News, you can age. That's it. if you are on Fox News, you cannot age. Good luck.
go fuck yourself, weather boy.
A weather
God.
old hag.
You weather whore. Like what?
That kid is definitely voted for Trump. If he could vote, it would be for Trump for sure.
That kid is the youngest Trump voter in the nation.
That kid's someone you're going to date in 20 years.
I know. Call me in 20 years, babe. You sound hot.
You sound like you're alpha, and you really stuck it to that weatherman. You like to know weather boy.
Go fuck yourself, weather boy. Anyway, that kid was sketchy.
Yeah.
He's going to turn into an attractive adult.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of pussy. Anyway, okay. I think that's good, right?
I think that's our show. Oh my God, we
did
a
it.
perfect 30-minute show. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. We got a little political,
We
but
got a
not too
little
much.
deep. You know what? I'm gonna say that that's unusual for us, but I had a nice time.
We didn't. We didn't go into policy. We just said aesthetic and vibe.
Of course not. We were talking about. It's not about politics. It's about how politics interacts with your genital decisions, and that's interesting and funny.
Sure, and not being open-minded to the other side. Maybe just listen to why they vote the way they do. Anyway, let's go on. Plugs. We are going to be at the Stand June 21st at 7 p.m. We have Louis J. Gomez, Joe List, Maddie Smith, Sienna Hubert Ross, Brendan Seglow, Sarah Armour.
You can get your tickets at the stand.com and standnyc.com. It is in New York City in Union Square. So if you're in New York or in the New York area, please come out. That's June 21st at 7 p.m. The show's called The Audacity. You'll see it on the webpage. Don't forget to check out our YouTube, youtube.com/@audacitycomedy. We've got an Instagram and a TikTok, Audacity Comedy _, where we post hilarious clips. We also post shorts on YouTube if that's your thing. Don't forget to subscribe, hit us up at Karen Margolis on everything, KEREN MARGOLIS.
And at the Amanda Gale, Amanda Gale, GAIL.
That's been our show, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us for a half hour. We're going to do a silly post-show wrap-up where we make fun of ourselves. It's going to be on YouTube.
And the producers get involved. We asked them what they thought of the show.
This is a YouTube exclusive, so if you're listening to this, head over to YouTube, check out the post-show after party, as we like to call it. We love you, and we will see you again next week. If you have any clips that you want us to react to, please send them over, DM us, tweet us, whatever. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Stay audacious.